Okay, so this session here, more legs. Started off with squats and then I went through the power cleans and finally pause deadlifts. Now, this gym here didn't have a belt, so I decided to do the whole session beltless and it felt normal. I'm more used to doing it without a belt, but I'm just a bit concerned about my bracing. Now, speaking about my brace and just general squatting technique, there are 2 points that I want to address. First point, bracing. Second point, my hips. Now, on the first point, I think throughout my whole time squatting, I've kind of conditioned the habit of not really, engaging my core properly. And now when I mean core and bracing, I don't mean just flexing the abs. I've always, based my technique off the cue of squeeze your stomach as if someone's about to punch you. And over time, I've learned to, get in that pressure across your abdomen rather than the chest, and don't breathe in too much. But aside from that, I've never had any professional look at the brace nor any advice. At the end of the day, the brace is there to, improve performance and most importantly, prevent injury, right? And I think I've always experienced a bit of lower back pain from, squatting in general. But in this session and a couple of other sessions where I kept my squatting technique consistent, I didn't feel that much pain. And it felt alright. It felt stable and it felt strong. So that's one technique I need to focus on. The second point, my hips. More specifically, my posterior chain. I find that I'm very, posterior dominant, which is kind of normal, I reckon, because those are where the big muscles are. But, and also from my sprinting background. But in terms of the squat, since I am going high bar and I'm, rather vertical, it seems that because I'm so, posterior dominant, that means that my hips drive up forward before the rest of my body. And that's not an ideal squat technique. You want to make sure the whole body is, very rigid and consistent throughout the whole motion. Your chest is up the whole time and your hips aren't the first supposed prime movers of the squat. And I think, I've compensated a lot and my quads are not actually that strong. Despite doing, ass-to-grass, high bar squat, my quads are not strong. They are relatively weak. And when I've tried to, elevate my heels, really push my knees out forward, I reckon I can only really do 120 for a, hard max. So there's a huge difference in squatting technique and how much I lift. So yeah, I reckon those were just the main points. And I'll finish it off here.